it is to get to a point where you can sell a painting for, was it 25,000?
30,000, yeah.
30,000?
Yeah.
Hello everyone, thank you so much for joining me. Today I want to share the story of Sean Layh, this guy over here. I've known him for a very long time and he is a great artist. And he has been on a journey that I've known about for the last 10 years, because that's how long I've known him. His journey started well before that, some 20 years earlier. What this video is about is sharing his journey as an artist. How has he made it to this very important moment, which I would like to share with you in this film. Each individual artist's journey is personal, and it's made up of our dreams, our aspirations, our hope, our egos, our passion, our creative ability. All of these things go into making an artist and so much more. And why Sean's journey is important and great to share is to see his process and to see his passion, to see the challenges that he has had to overcome in order to reach the point he has reached today. So please join me and Sean as we discuss this very pivotal moment, well, what I think is a pivotal moment in his life. Thanks. How hard is it to make it as an artist?
Because I had the idea that it was good. I thought it was good, and so then it's really great when other people come to the party and appreciate it, whether that's visually or whether they end up being, you know, in the case of this couple, the owners of it. This is the first time I've laboured on something where it met my expectation for where it would go and what it would do afterwards. And so I feel like my expectation and reality for the first time in an artistic pursuit tracked very closely together.
Sean and I first met in my City of Melbourne gallery.
Yeah, make recordings of the soundscapes below the studio because it's just buskers, trams, the whole lot. It just sounds, you know, really...
So inspiration is important.
Yeah, definitely. And a nice aesthetic place to work. I mean, that helps. Because there's a whole lot of time where you just have to sit in that space and not really be doing anything. This is Journal.
Right.
Yeah, where we met. Well,
Yes.
we didn't meet, but we chatted for the first time.
Meet my dear friend Sean Layh. We've known each other for over the last decade. We first met when Sean asked me, how do I become a successful artist? 10 years later, I'm so pleased and proud to say Sean has sold his most successful piece to date. We joined him in the last minutes before it heads off to its new home.
Probably a year was me making massive mistakes and then completely repainting entire sections. So there's probably at least double this painting underneath it. So it's 750 hours that I logged painting it. It's spread over 2.5 years. That's roughly 4.5 months worth of full-time work, you know, 9 to 5, 5 days a week. When I really started painting seriously, I think I was 17 or 16. Actually, I was 16 when I very seriously said, yeah, I'm gonna paint, because it's an image that is not an exhibition image. It's not a...
Why is that? Why is it not? I think it's amazing.
Well, no,
it's dramatic and beautiful, but why is it not an exhibition?
No, it could easily go into an exhibition, and hopefully, and it will go into an exhibition at some point. It's the labour behind it doesn't fit most timelines that go with exhibitions, and so of course it's going to be amazing when it's shown. But pulling it off meant it had to be something more than a deadline for an exhibition. I jumped around a lot in the arts as well. So I'd done animation and film stuff, and then that led to a couple of series and exhibitions. The first one obviously with you. Of digital artworks, which allowed me just to go nuts with composition and really learn the ropes about composition and light, and just have all of this kind of freedom I never had when I was a teenager painting, where it was this, you know, scrapbook influences and stuff like that. And so this painting was supposed to be the return to painting, but using everything that I had learnt from that time, using all these amazing digital platforms and tools. And so something like this I could almost visualize completely digitally beforehand.
I asked Sean, how does he maintain his motivation when something has gone on for so long?
It doesn't make any sense to me to sink so much into something and then to just not bring it to completion. I mean, there is a point where it would become absurd, but this was never in danger of, in my mind, of getting to that. So this was an idea left over from my last show, actually 2 shows ago, 2013. And I always had an idea of a final image of her out on a rough sea in some kind of vessel. Because it's so fine, and there are so many layers in it. I don't paint. Some painters will render all the bits to completion until you put it all together and as a final piece. And I did not appreciate how hard it was going to be to maintain that across such a large surface.
What are some of the heartbreaking things about creating a piece like this?
Well, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 full monkeys that were painted, again, completely rendered, were embedded in their landscape, who are just can't be seen.
So with 2.5 years in creating this piece, what does this mean for the future of Sean's career?
To sum it up, for me personally, I wanted it to be a return to painting, in that it would become my primary medium. And it hadn't been my primary medium for 15 years or more, even maybe 20 years. And so altogether, I had a sense that I would be able to pull it off and that it would work. Because of those things I mentioned before, and it just has. So it's just great. So this is great to me, because now this is a launching pad for all of my future works. And now I don't have to just enter back into painting. I get to nail a lot of the skills that now I was putting aside for this, because I had a mission. I had to finish it. Whereas now I get to do entire paintings that are totally different, and get to achieve different visual styles. So it'll be, yeah, it's awesome.
Thank you so much for watching. The journey of an artist is such a deeply personal thing, and why we decide to express, why we decide to project our voice out into the universe may forever be a mystery. For me, it's the fact that humans, we're pack animals. We actually like to be together, and we like to share stories. We like to be wiser. We like to make each other laugh. We like to solve problems, and we like to share our challenges as well as our successes. And that's what being a human being is. So I'd like to thank Sean so much for sharing his journey. It has meant a lot to me. I've watched it closely for more than a decade, and I'm so pleased for him. So thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If it's your first time here, please subscribe if you like what you see. Please share, because it makes us all smarter. Please like, because that helps the story get out there. And I'd love to hear your comments on what you think of Sean's work, and he'd love to hear from you too. Thanks, everybody. I look forward to seeing you very soon.
Even as a kid, I made a film in here. When we lived out in the Dandenongs, yeah.
You made a film here?
Yeah, and it's funny, we were running around with a chainsaw on the level that I now have the studio. We would have been, well, we were teenagers, we were
That's crazy.
17, 18.